No Altarismo is trending globally on Twitter. Earlier this hour, we told you about the large explosion in Colombia's capital, Bogota. It was a car bomb that killed 9 people, are some of the latest figures we're hearing. But let's turn to Steve Grattan, co-founder of the Bogota Post and a freelance journalist, who I believe is at the scene. Stephen, tell us what you know.
Hi, Nuala. Yeah, I'm here at the scene in the south of Bogota. There's a lot of anxious people standing at the police barricades here. Just about 3 minutes before we started the call, I actually saw quite an interesting scene. I think it was a mother who had been searching for her son. He was actually on patrol, so that was quite an emotional moment.
Has she found him?
Yes, it was an emotional encounter. There was a lot of tears and hugging.
Oh my goodness!
I'm just standing on a bridge beside them now, watching them, and yeah, it's quite a.
You can imagine the relief.
Sight.
The relief for
I'm
that
sure
mother.
Yeah, definitely.
So he was a young police officer. I mean, do we understand? I mentioned number 9. What have you heard about people who have been killed or injured?
Well, it seems to be mostly military personnel at the moment, young cadets. Yesterday, there was a big intake of new cadets who had just finished high school. So that's not a very nice fact to add to the story. But we don't know exactly who the 9 people who have been confirmed dead exactly are as of present. But yeah, there was initially 5 deaths, and now 9 have been pronounced dead. We're about 3 hours later on to what's happened now, and there's about 54 injured, according to the authorities.
And I suppose the question that people might be asking is, this is a police academy, you would imagine that there'd be very high security all around that area.
Well, what I just read in local news is one of the first kind of alleged is that a man drove into the precinct and one of the sniffer dogs kind of detected something, and after that he sped full speed ahead, knocked one of the officers down and went full speed into the precinct, and then the bomb went off. That's what is allegedly happening. It's not been confirmed, but that is what one of the big newspapers has been reporting at the moment.
I understand. Can you just, you described that there's the bridge and the people that were reunited, which is lovely, a mother and her son. What else can you see around you?
There's a lot of police men on horses. There are a lot of media. A lot of onlookers. Also, I spoke earlier on to this. We're in a very residential area. I spoke to a lot of people who live very close or behind the precinct. A lot of windows have shattered. There's glass everywhere. Also, I spoke to some of the people. They're not allowed back into their residential housing at the moment because they were doing inspections there to make sure there was nothing else. Some woman told me that she was able to see the explosion from her window. It was just a black cloud of smoke for 15 minutes. It sounded like it was complete chaos.
And with Bogota, as you cover it, how would you describe, I don't know, the political atmosphere or tension within the city in recent months?
We've got the new president, Ivan Duque, so there's been a little bit of a debate over that. Who has actually just arrived to the scene about an hour ago. He was on travelling in another region in Colombia, so he is now inspecting the what has happened in the precinct, and we're waiting for a statement from him.
I understand. And there has been no claim of responsibility by any group for this incident yet?
There's been not at all. No, there's been no. President Ivan Duque did say he called it a miserable terrorist attack this morning on his Twitter, but it hasn't been confirmed any group or who it could be as of yet.
Thank you very much for joining us. Stephen Grattan, co-founder of the Bogota Post, also a freelance journalist, speaking to us from the scene of that car bomb explosion that took place in Bogota, Colombia.